Have you been paying attention to the high rate of unemployment for Black workers?
It is traditionally higher than for all workers.
Well, listen, it's through the roof right now. There's hundreds of thousands of Black workers that have been pushed out of the workforce, and the unemployment rates for Black workers and all workers are among the highest they've been since the COVID-19 pandemic. Black workers contribute over $1 trillion to the U.S. economy, but the push out of these workers from the workforce has led to a loss of $37 billion in the GDP, with Black women being among, just so y'all know, the most educated and most active in seeking work. Their push out is a glaring warning sign for where our economy is headed, because Black workers, Black women in particular, have always been the canaries in the coal mine. So this is a problem for everyone. Black women are bearing the brunt, but everyone will feel this hurt. I have led letters to Fed Chair Powell calling for action to be taken. He is also a member of FSOC. So I want to ask you, Mr. Secretary, will you commit to analyzing Black unemployment rates specifically and its impacts on financial stability? Yes or no?
I will analyze Black unemployment rates.
Wonderful. And when will you get us a report and a plan of action? I was thinking March 6th.
I can't commit to a date.
Okay. All right. Well, I think March 6th makes sense. That'd give you over a month, which is more than enough time to convene that working group and to report out your findings. I know you already have the infrastructure to do that. So at the end of the day, Black families, Black futures, and the lives and livelihoods of all who call this country home are depending on you to act. And with that, happy Black History Month.
If the unemployment rates for any other race of people got anywhere near 8%, all hell would break loose, bro. These people would start bringing guillotines out, literally, because they're like, hey, white supremacy ain't supposed to affect us in this way. It's only supposed to affect the Blacks that way. I think it was around like August when I made a video talking about how the unemployment rates of Black people increased, and I think it was around 7% for Black men and maybe 6% for Black women. But like right now as a whole, we're at 8%, bro. All this shit is calculated. All this shit is planned, bro, and it's going to continue to happen to us until all the other races of people start to really feel that shit, bro. And that's the unfortunate thing about this. Like, these people lack so much empathy and don't care until something bad happens to them. And anytime Black folks speak up about it, or even if white folks speak up about it, nobody cares. And until they really feel the repercussions of their votes and realize the way that they vote actually matters, shit's not gonna change. They've been doing this shit for centuries. They will constantly vote against themselves.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Black employment being through the roof is not random. It is not because Black people are lazy. It is not because we don't want to work. It is the result of a system that was built to exclude us and then blame us for the damage. And if we don't tell the truth about that, nobody else will. Every time the economy crashes, who gets hit first? Black workers. Every time companies start layoffs, who is last hired, first fired? Black workers. When the job market recovers, who recovers last? Black communities. That is not coincidence. That is structure. We are talking about generations of redlines, generations of school underfunding, generations of mass incarceration, ripping fathers and mothers out of household, generations of discrimination in hiring. Yes, it still exists.
Who's taking the Black jobs now? This new jobs report was disappointing enough that President Trump fired the government official who tracks labor data. Nationwide, only 73,000 jobs were added in July, and numbers for May and June were revised downward. And there's one number that suggests that things are going to get worse. Among Black Americans, the unemployment rate rose to 7.2%. That number hasn't been that high since October of 2021. We all remember that post-pandemic period well, and so did President Trump. On the 2024 campaign trail, he promised millions of new jobs to Black voters. Now, July was the second consecutive month that the unemployment rate for Black Americans climbed. Now, that's relevant to every worker, Our CNN business team explains that a higher percentage of black Americans are in temporary jobs or lower income jobs, and those tend to be the first jobs employers cut when they're concerned about the economy. And that's why I want to underline this, because these numbers matter, not just because it affects black people. The reality is that black Americans may feel it first, but all Americans could feel this next.
You cannot tell me, like it's no accident. It is literally no accident that this is happening during these times. It's like, obviously, there's certain acronyms we can't say in the corporate spaces anymore. Those, groups, those focuses that we all had done not too long ago. No surprise. Again, not a shocker. But I'm glad that we are publicly letting this be known. So please, can we make sure that we are sharing this information? Because it needs to be known. And actually, the numbers are climbing. It's actually more than 300,000. So there's that.
Let me share with you some black unemployment rates that the media is not even talking about. They're overlooking it. It's like we're invisible. Let me start out by asking you, do you remember when Donald Trump stood on the stage and asked us with a nasty attitude, what the blank did we have to lose voting for him? Well, the losses are piling up, folks, because now we can add about 1 million black jobs to that list. So why is this such a big deal? Well, obviously, it's going to impact millions of black families, including children. And if we back up and add some context to this, if we go back to April 2023, what we'll see is under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we hit a historic milestone. The national unemployment rate was 3.4%. That was the lowest in American history. And for us African Americans, the black unemployment rate dropped to 4.8%. That was the lowest recorded rate for black people ever. Now, if we come back to today, we're not even a full year into Trump's second term, and that 3.4% for the nation is gone. The 4.8% for black Americans is also gone, wiped away. Today, listen to this carefully. Today, the black unemployment rate is 8.3%. When Trump took office in January, it was 6.5%. That means in less than 1 year, the black unemployment rate has spiked by almost 2 percentage points. And for black men, it's up to 7.6%. For black women, 7.3%. And here's the part that should really make your blood boil. Whites and Asians, their unemployment rates have remained low and steady. And that gap is widening. So we're the only ones crashing, which means our job losses are structural and they're surgical. In other words, we're being targeted. It's not Latinos taking black jobs. It's the anti-black, anti-civil rights, anti-DEI policies of Project 2025. And here's the irony. We watched an increasing number of black men reject and ridicule the black Asian woman and put their hope in white supremacy. Now, folks, that was the worst economic miscalculation in American history. Thankfully, most black men did not make that mistake. So again, when Trump asked, what did we have to lose? The list is getting longer and longer and longer by the month, including now almost 1 million black jobs.
Welcome back, my people. Because unemployment is not just about income. It affects mental health. It affects housing stability. It affects families. It affects entire neighborhood. When black unemployment rises, poverty rises. When poverty rises, crime rises. And then societies blame the very people it economically suffocated. That cycle is intentional. Let me be very clear. Black people are not the problem. The system that profits from inequality is the problem. If this country can bail out banks, fund wars, and stabilize corporations, it can invest in black workers. Unemployment in black communities is not a failure of effort. It is a failure of justice. And until we confront that honestly, the number will keep rising and the blame will keep falling on the wrong people. But we see it and we are not staying silent anymore. So guys, stay critical, stay focused. Catch you on my next video. Bye.